Thank you for sharing.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, hello and welcome, Erie, PA. All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
You don't have to stand up. I mean, you can if you want.
Well, I mean, I'm getting in position for when it's my turn to go on there and be like, hello.
Hello and welcome, Erie, PA. From Erie, PA, it's time for Ventures Live. We're on the Bayfront today, proving once again that entrepreneurism is all over the place. And wow, do we have a great conversation in store today. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian. Whoop, a little short here. Hi, I'm Brian. And remember, you can read right to left in your screen. Hey, everyone. I'm Brian Slayman from the Ben Franklin Technology Partners. And on today's Ventures Live, we'll be talking with three people that are focused on connecting businesses to each other, the resources throughout the entire region, and their broad network and how to leverage. We had a great conversation with Jake here not even 2 minutes ago about a story that is uniquely Erie. We'll share that in a bit. Then they'll each share their 30-second story about when they knew Erie was going to be the place to grow their lives and careers. And then we'll share a bit about Erie Restaurant Week, which is coming up next week. And then Homecoming, which is coming up later this year. Plus the big takeaway, they'll each tell us their best tip for taking advantage of everything the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership has to offer. And finally, they'll tell us who they want to meet, what they like to eat, and their superhero power. It's Eat, Meet, Superhero, coming up on Ventures Live. But first, here's what's happening in the Erie Entrepreneur Innovation District over the next 7 days. Jake, go for that.
Tonight, starting at 6, but you better get there by 5:30. It's the Erie Airworks video shoot.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Grab a pint, talk to the camera about while you visit local breweries, and then grab a pint. More information at erieailworks.com.
Nice.
Or on Twitter at erieailworks.
Awesome.
Yeah, so when you're
Come on in here.
appropriately lubricated afterwards, walk on over to Erie Insurance Arena for the Young Erie Professional Night with the Otters. Hockey, starts at 7 p.m. right here in downtown Erie. The Otters are good, as they usually are, so that should be fun.
Then on Tuesday, March 7th, here's something that's pretty cool. March intro to Potter's Wheel at the Bloom Collaborative. You must register for this 4-week program, so go to bloomcollaborative.org/experience.
Brian will be there dressed as Patrick Swayze.
I will. Then on Wednesday, if you're in the plastics industry, this is something you all have put a tremendous amount of effort into.
Yeah.
If you're in the plastics industry and you want to put your business in an advantageous position, participate in the Shell Petrochemical Cracker Plant being put on by the Titusville Community Development Program. It starts at 9 a.m., but you got to call Lance Hummer at 814-677-4427. If you're about plastics, this is the program for you.
Jake and I will be there. We will save you a seat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will be there.
You will be there,
I
too?
may be there.
Okay.
It's coming up this Wednesday, and I'm going to call Lance and get a Hummer.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Lance Hummer.
Call
Oh my
Lance
God.
Hummer.
Remember,
Yeah,
it's an internet show.
Just keep moving along.
If you're interested in learning what it takes to start your own business, right? You start your own business?
Yeah.
Then on Thursday, March 9th, that's the date for you. It's the Gannon SBDC First Step in Erie. It starts at 9 a.m., and you'll learn more by going to sbdcgannon.org/seminars. And finally,
Also on Thursday and also at 9 a.m., it's Amazon 101 at the Erie Tech Incubator. Did you know that Amazon has surpassed Google as the starting point for product search? I did not know that, Brian.
Yeah.
This beginner session is going to provide clear and concise guidance on how to sell on Amazon, and it's happening at the Erie Tech Incubator and put on by Ben Franklin Technology Partners e-Marketing Learning Center. More details at, Amazon Seller 101. Google it. I'm sure you'll find it.
That's right. And of course, if you want to get your event on the Ventures Live calendar, hit us up on Twitter @_VenturesLive, because you know, as they say, hashtag, there's nothing to do in Erie. So, welcome our guests from the Erie Regional Chamber and Guest Partnership, Nadine, Jake, and Brett. So, let's ask a couple of questions. First of all, the very first question, something very exciting, Nadine, is happening all next week right here in Erie. It's unique to Erie. Tell us all about it, Nadine.
Okay, yes, Erie Restaurant Week, the first ever Erie Restaurant Week.
This is going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be delicious,
Yes,
too, is
yes,
what
yes.
we've been saying. It starts on Monday, the 6th of March, and runs through Saturday the 11th. We have a dozen restaurants that are participating. Check out that list at eriepa.com/restaurant week. It'll tell you all of their delicious offerings and specials, if it's a discounted or if it's a buy one, get one.
So you go to the restaurant during restaurant week, and there will be coupons and half-offs and whatever.
There's no coupon involved. You just need to go and
just show up?
Just show up.
Just show up.
They'll have their
simple is
information
that?
there for you, and very simple. Yeah,
Very
we wanted
awesome.
to keep that really simple for the patrons.
Cool. And all the great, I mean, there's been some really neat, cool restaurants that just, like, down on, at Perry Square, there's a new restaurant.
Dave's
North
Diner.
Park Road.
Just started
Yes,
last week.
Dave's Diner. He needs to join. They're actually having their ribbon cutting right now at 9 o'clock. I just was informed.
Dave's Diner, we're calling you out. Be part of Erie
I
Restaurant
love
Week.
his decor.
So tell us, collected smart people, how do entrepreneurs in this region leverage the capabilities of the chamber? What is it that you do, and how do people leverage what it is that you do? What does the chamber do? Let's give a head start with that.
All right, let's do the Reader's Digest version. So the chamber.
Come on, step up here.
The
Get up here in the
chamber
camera.
has 850 members.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Holy cow.
Covering every conceivable thing, from the biggest operation in town to a single person operator.
I had no idea. I mean, it was that many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also
I go
like
to the
say-
business after hours, and there's like, it's flooded with people to talk
We
to.
get 200 to 300 people to every
That is
business
amazing.
after hours.
Wow, very cool.
So you got 850 members, but beyond that, those 850 members represent 60,000 employees. So
Holy cow.
when you start to kind of dig into it and you meet with them over time, one of the things that happens is that we have an incredible network. I would
No
venture
doubt.
to say that we have as robust and deep a network as anybody in town organizationally. And what we do is, and probably the best way is, when people connect with us
Right.
and say, hey, this is the need I have, we connect them to the resource. Now, that resource could be Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
But in many cases, it could just be, I'm looking for a marketing guy, I'm looking for an attorney, I'm looking for an accountant, I'm looking for somebody who can make this small plastic part. And so every day is completely different.
I've found, and I learned it here, that you really do take the approach of no wrong door.
Yeah.
If you knock on someone's door, either they're going to help you or they're going to get you to the right next person to help you.
Yep.
And that's a philosophy that I know that the chamber espouses and practices every single day. Brett, in your work, in what you're doing as you're out in the wilderness and talking to people, not the wilderness, but the streets, and you kind of beat the streets. Tell me a little bit about how people can use what you do to further their efforts.
So I like to call myself the economic development concierge. Right?
Economic development concierge.
Garçon!
I take a proactive approach, so I meet with as many firms as possible in Erie County, and as Jake mentioned, we're talking your sole proprietor startups, maybe
I love
just
it.
at the ideation stage, all the way up to a manufacturer with $25 million in revenue a year and everywhere in between.
Wow.
And try to have conversations with chief decision makers. Try to have a candid conversation, but keep it confidential.
Yeah.
And then based on their needs, I try to connect them up to the appropriate resource, right?
I describe what you do as the stick stirring the pot, right? You're like always in there, like getting people together, making sure the flavors are all mixed in together. You've done, dozens of stories. I know you could tell. One of the stories that we were sharing earlier was how a woman had a job, didn't really like it, so without names, kind of Jake, share the rest of that story. This is what the chamber does every day.
Yeah, and this isn't a member thing. This is just being a good
People in
person
Erie thing, yeah.
you know, and being neighbors and
Yeah,
friends.
right.
Yeah, basically not happy in the present position, contacts us, talks to us, saying, hey, we'll help you any way we can. They find another position. She finds another position. And we use our networks. Like, hey, I'm applying for this position. You know anybody there? Sure. Then we reach out, make the connection with that company, say,
Yeah.
I got somebody that you should talk to because they're a winner. You're looking for winners. Next thing you know, it's like, we're on it. We'd love to sit down and talk, and hopefully that leads to an engagement. That's
Right.
a win for us. Then you roll on to the next
Super
one.
simple. You know, the exact same thing happened to me yesterday. I had breakfast with the banker. I had breakfast with some friends. One of them is a banker. I told this banker about this entrepreneur that I've been working with, needs a little extra capital. Quite literally, they're meeting today.
Yep.
So from breakfast yesterday till today is when they're meeting. I've been in St. Louis a huge part of my life. That had never happened there.
Yeah.
It is very uniquely Erie, which Nadine, go ahead. You had something you want to
I
say.
just want to tell you my favorite economic development story relative to that.
Right.
We had
Buckle up, everybody.
years
Hold
ago,
on.
we had,
Dad's telling his story.
Sit around the fire. Grab your hot cocoa.
don't get your coffee.
Hey, look who just joined. Do you know that woman?
Oh yeah. Hello, honey.
Stop it, JJ.
So
My honey
no,
hasn't
years
showed
ago.
up.
I mean, this is kind of like your banking story. So this
Yeah.
will be very quick. Companies looking to come to town. They're a meat processor, some type of a food processing
Right.
operation. Right
Right.
before they came to Erie, looking at locations. We had realtors there. We had bankers there. We had economic developers there. They said, well, you know, we just found out that there's a whole new market for kosher meats. And so then there was a discussion like, well, how do you make a manufacturing plant kosher? And at the time, Melanie Johnson, the great Melanie Johnson, was here. And she walked out of the room and made a phone call. And 15 minutes later, there was a rabbi sitting in the room telling everyone how you make a plant kosher.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, no, I wanted to pull Nadine in here and ask. Nadine, give us your story.
Get in
Have you
there.
always been from Erie, or did you move here?
Get up
Or
close.
how did you get here
How did I get
to do the great work
here?
that you're doing?
Oh my gosh. So I was born and raised here and taken away from here kicking and screaming in 1995. Yes.
Where'd you go?
Went to Allegheny National Forest area, a little town called Kane, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Love it there.
She was in a basket. They dropped her off in the middle of the forest.
Right in the middle of the forest, yes.
She was raised by wolves.
The Kane Wolves. Hey, that's the mascot. Just saying.
yeah.
Just saying.
I drive around a lot.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead. Anyway,
okay,
so you get raised there, but then you come back.
Came back. I started my career in Chamberland, in Kane. So I thank them for that. I worked there for 8.5 years. Had a couple other spots and found out about this position. Well, not this particular position that I'm in now, but
Yeah,
a position
your
at
position.
the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership.
So you and I met while Brett and I were driving along in a golf cart at
Yes.
Beers on
Beer
the Bay.
Beer on the Bay.
This past May?
No, July.
July? Okay. Anyway,
July.
I was enjoying
July 22nd
driving
this
around in a
year.
golf cart while Nadine was working really hard at Beers on the Bay, and that's when we met. And you now do what? What is your responsibility within the chamber?
Within the chamber, I'm the director of marketing and communications. So, you know, anything that we do, any news that we put out, we have our digital magazine, Erie Edge. We do a newsletter, The Cutting Edge, and that's all an electronic newsletter. All of our social media, pictures at the events, all of that fun stuff.
And as part of that, the past few days have really seen a huge social media movement around
Yes.
the hashtag #MyErie.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that story. How did it start, and
Oh.
what are you seeing as results so far?
Oh my goodness, I'm seeing such a positive reaction from the community.
Yeah.
As you know, on all levels, from business to individuals, which is what we really want to see. We want everybody to be involved in this.
Right.
The conversation actually started upstairs with Visit Erie and the Sports Commission, and they said, "Hey, this ain't right. This ain't my Erie. This is not my Erie."
Right.
And so the hashtag
turned
My
that
Erie
into
started it all, and you know we sent emails Visit Erie send emails to their connections. We send emails to our
Right.
members and just ask
It's
everybody.
really impressive. The number of people who are taking pictures, or not even taking new pictures, they're taking pictures from the life that they lead
Right.
every single day in
Right.
Erie, sharing their little stories.
Absolutely.
It's hashtag My Erie. Go there and read, and then make your own contribution, because it's really very impressive.
And we're also asking folks to tag CBS News
Okay.
in those
so is that
posts.
at CBS?
At CBS News.
News, okay.
And the reporter, and her name was Jamie
Yuccas.
Yuccas. Jamie. Yes, at JAMIEYUCCAS.
Get up here, Mr. Social Media Brother.
So do it. My Erie. We love it here, and we want everybody to love it here.
Brian, if you want to show my Erie, can you
I do.
reverse your picture for 1 second?
All right.
We started.
Oh,
we
check
started
this
with a
out.
snowstorm.
This is awesome. You're right.
Yeah, we started with a snowstorm, and that is Erie Fest.
Yay!
Look at that.
We love it on the bay.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, thank you, Nadine and Brett and Jake, for telling us your story. Now,
Reverse back, my man.
I will. I had to yell first. Now, what we're going to do is meet, eat, superpower. So, why don't we start with Jake? Jake,
Yes.
dead or alive, who would you like to meet and why?
That's pretty easy for me.
Yes.
My sports hero, Jack Nicklaus.
Jack.
It took years,
Took
right?
my answer.
You've got a picture on your wall. Well,
That's Palmer and Hogan smoking a tube on, at the Masters. You know, that's it.
Oh, nice.
But no, Jack Nicklaus, an incredible father. Amazing, just story, champion, classy guy.
Right.
And so Jack's been my hero since
He's
I was a
from?
kid. He's from Columbus, Ohio. Actually,
Yeah.
Dublin Dublin.
So,
Ohio.
next door.
Yeah.
Basically right down the street. All right. And why? Just because he's a hero, just awesome.
Jack
dude?
Nicklaus is,
Right.
been in the most pressure situations in the world. One example, he would fly home in between rounds of golf to see his kids. He never missed a football game.
Are you serious?
He has 5 kids, and the first 4 kids, when they were delivered to him, he passed out. So the guy who could handle all the pressure in the world,
Wow.
was just overwhelmed at being a dad.
Oh, my God,
And
that's awesome.
just a very cool guy, and I think misunderstood a little bit in the sports world, but
Yeah.
he's stood the test of time.
Now, you and I have eaten a few meals together.
Of course.
I know that we all like breakfast. That's like one of our most favorite. But if you could eat anything in the world, have it delivered right here in Erie, PA, what is your favorite thing to eat? Don't say taco salad. That was already taken last week.
You know what? I'm not as great a foodie as other people, but there is a bone-in ribeye at Lowry Steakhouse in Las Vegas, and that I ate it with. I was out in Vegas with John Knox and some others for a 40th birthday party, and we ate at Lowry's,
Nice.
home of like the meat bowl or something like that, and I had that. It was awesome. So yeah, that would be it.
Very cool. And what is your superhero power? You have children, young
Yeah,
children.
it's the Jedi mind trick. That's my superpower. It's like, you don't want to eat that. Yeah, I don't want to eat that.
Thank you, Jake. All right. Brett, Nadine, come on in here.
No.
Who do you want to meet? What's your favorite eats? And what's your superhero
Yeah, so
power?
he took
Now,
all
bef-
my answers.
bef-
so
before-
I'm kind of
Before we
on the
start,
fly now.
Brett is a brand new daddy for the second time. Congratulations, sir.
Thank
I
you,
don't
sir.
know if Gretchen is out there, but congratulations.
My wife's
To the
not
Weiler family.
watching.
She might
So-
be a little busy.
Who do you
she's
want to
second.
meet? Who's your meet person?
Yeah, so my meet was going to be Arnold Palmer, another golfer.
Still good.
Let's just still roll with that.
Isn't Jim Rakowski, like, there are people who are friends
Jim
with Arnold Palmer in this
Rakowski
town.
knew, and his father, I believe, was really close friends with Arnold Palmer, but just, grew up as a golf fan, as a golfer.
Right.
I thought he signified everything from class to competitiveness
Right.
to stepping outside of the sport and making a difference in his community.
What's the parallel between him and Erie? Like, so I'll answer my own question.
Yeah.
So Erie is a lot like Arnold Palmer, right? You
Okay.
don't always succeed,
Right.
but you always try.
That's right.
You're always willing to go like an extra step. You're always willing to put in the extra effort.
Yeah.
You're willing to do what's necessary to be a champion.
Yeah.
I see that in
Love
Erie.
it.
I'm a newbie to Erie relatively, I see that. You know, we're not always winning. We're not always in the spring of the year. There is certainly winter in our economic cycles and whatever. I think that we do an excellent job, and I think it goes back to the hashtag #MyErie. We do a really great job of just kind of keeping moving forward, right? That's what we do.
Arnold Palmer also was the consummate gentleman.
Yep.
He never was pretentious. People would meet him, and anyone that you know that
would
met him
shake
said
their
he was the
hand.
nicest,
Yeah,
most
nice
down to
man.
earth guy, and
Very
I
cool.
think that's Erie as well.
Very
Yeah.
cool. All right, superhero power?
To survive on 1 or 2 hours of sleep a night and still do my job effectively. That would be my superpower.
Nadine, your superhero power.
My superhero power. All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready for this one.
Kicking
Cancer's
cancer's
ass.
ass.
That's that
I kind of already knew. Ladies and gentlemen, me eat superpower. All right. Just a quick reminder and tell all your friends, Ventures Live every Friday at 9 a.m. streaming inside of the Innovation District, sometimes outside of the Innovation District, in the Erie, PA Entrepreneurs Group on Facebook. All you have to do is go to Facebook, search for Erie Entrepreneurs, and you're in. Next week, join us as we welcome the 1 in a million, and he's working on a project that has 1 million reasons in it, Mr. Adam Williams, the first person I Twittered with when I came to Erie. He'll share what it's like to be a dad, a business owner, and the host of his own television show, The Startup Breakdown, which I have now given him full legal rights for the name to use. And finally, because the clothes make the person and shoes speak louder than words, it's time for What's on Your Feet. All right, so here we go. Let's all in at once. What do we have here?
Little John-
Mr. Rao has the
Johnson-
working man shoes.
Johnson Murphy kicks for warm days.
Very nice. And whoa, what is
Super
going
cute
on?
flats, but yes, it's all about the socks.
It's all
today.
about the socks here for Nadine. Very
What did they
nicely
say?
done.
Big prop.
Bring wine to work day. there it is.
And Mr. Weiler, once again, it's the work boot shoe.
Your classic medium cut leather boot.
Very-
From the boardroom to the barn house. Right? I've been working on that all week.
It's a classic one. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm still Brian Slaywin, and
Yay,
go ahead.
Brian!
I'm still Brian Slaywin, and we'll see you next week. Anything as we go?
No, enjoy the weekend, everybody.
Have
Yeah.
a great day.
Remember, Restaurant Week all next week in Erie,
Yes.
PA. We'll see you next week. Bye.